right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday. And you know, wine is like an old friend when you have something that you're familiar with and you haven't seen it for a while. Someone you haven't seen for a while, all of a sudden they walk in the front door. It brings back fond memories. And that is what I have of Henry's Drive Winery. I'll never forget the trip made to Australia. My first trip with the great Dan Phillips. I don't want to say the great late Dan Phillips because he's probably still alive, but he's not in the wine business in Australia anymore. He was one of the pioneers bringing small boutique producers to the U.S., and then the house of cards kind of fell over when, I don't know, he started creating all his own critter labels. And then all of his fans kind of left him when he, didn't pay him for the grapes. Anyways, these guys are big growers, the Longbottoms, and this was one of the wineries. So like I said, I'll always have fun memories of stopping here at Henry's Drive in Pathaway, and they got about 2,200 acres. They're one of the largest growers of Shiraz in South Australia, and they sell a lot of fruit to Treasury, the Penfolds Group. But they also make some great wines. These Pillar Box red wines have been a big hit here. Remember the year I went to Australia, I came back, and the Pillar Box red that year, what was it, '07, was my top pick for a red. And, this is a wine. It's a blended wine. It's 68% Shiraz this 2010, 27% Cab, 5% Merlot this year, and really over-delivers. When you look, the price has gone up a little bit over the years. It was $12.75. It's $14.75. And, for under $15, it really does over-deliver. There's still a lot of great value in Australian wines. This 2010 Pillar Box Red from Pathaway has got lovely currant and black cherry liqueur-like fruit with black licorice and milk chocolate, some fine herbs and black pepper spice. A good amount of that ripe cherry fruit on the tongue. This wine, a real crowd pleaser. Nice hand of spice and good balance of acidity through the finish. On the second day, this wine's still very fresh. These young Aussie wines that are big like this, 15% alcohol, a lot of times, especially the screw cap, they need another day to open up, so better on the second day. The Reserve Pillar Box Red, one of the biggest, one of the bigger wines on the table today at 15.8% alcohol. This wine still got nice balance to it, even though there's a lot of ripe, jammy, black cherry fruit, dark spice, brown sugar, dark cocoa, big and jammy on the tongue with that black raspberry and cherry fruit, but silky tannins. Even though it's really ripe, they're very round, and a nice spice and a nice freshness to the finish, still balanced. A few dollars more, $18. The Dead Letter Office is a blend of McLaren Vale and Pathaway fruit. They've also got some vineyards in McLaren Vale, and they also use American oak on this wine. You notice that sweetness of the dill kind of character coming out in the American oak. A good amount of dark berry, cassis, and black cherry liqueur-like fruit, intense and jammy with espresso, dill, sweet herbs, and dark cocoa, sweet tobacco spice coming out. Nice complexity on the nose. Good amount of that black earth also showing on the palate on the finish to that blackberry fruit, bitter cocoa, and dark blackberry jam here. Really nice and rich, but still fine tannins. This wine really nicely balanced, even though it's big, and good freshness on the end. Excellent juice at $20. And then the big boys, the Henry's Drive wines. And this Henry's Drive 2007, it was a drought year, so really concentrated and rich. A good amount of dark spices, a host of cocoa, licorice, dark cherry liqueur, mint, eucalyptus notes. Really rich, well-endowed bouquet of aromas. Big and jammy wine on the tongue, but still quite fresh and lively. It's got a lovely amount of sweet liqueur-like fruit, cherry liqueur, fine tannins, a host of that dark spices, dark cocoa, still rather tightly wound. This wine's got a few years to go still. Really lovely balance in this wine. Notes of mocha and espresso on the finish. Excellent juice. And then the Henry's Drive Reserve, only 1,100 to 1,500 cases of this single vineyard wine made. A bit of eucalyptus showing on the nose here, that black cherry liqueur, black licorice spice, violet floral notes. Really big, rich bouquet, a whopping 15.6% alcohol. I think the second biggest wine on the table, but big and jammy on the tongue with just layers of dark cherry liqueur-like fruit, blackberry, black cherry jam, and violet floral notes, espresso, bitter chocolate, just really complex and chewy on the finish. This wine even better on the second day. Lovely freshness in this wine, lovely balance, most excellent juice. At $58.50, I don't think the price has changed on that wine since we first started selling it. An excellent Shiraz, one of the best I've had this year. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.